Happy morning, friends. Here's yours, Dr. Ajanta. Welcome to day 7 session. Today we are just going to see Python data types. In this session, you will learn about different data types which is used in Python. Every value in Python has a data type. Since everything in an object in Python programming, data types are actually classes and variables or instance, that is objects of these classes. There are various data types in Python. Let me just see one by one. The first one, Python numbers. Integers, floating point numbers and complex numbers fall under Python number category. They are defined as int, float and complex classes in Python. So we can use the type of functions to know which class a variable or a value belongs to. And similarly, the isInstance function is used to check if an object belongs to a particular class. Here is the first example. Let I just execute it. And see here, dear friends, here a is a variable which it just has a 6 as an integer. And if you just want to check whether it is an integer or not, that is which instance it belongs to. So in that sense, I am just making the function is instant of 5 comma int. So that is type of a, which is the type of a. Or if I just were making a is equal to 3.0, what is that 3.0? What is the type of it? So it is a float. The 3.0 is a float. And if I just want to check whether is instant of that, whether it is float or not. Yeah, it is a float. So I'm just, it is resultant with a true function. And to the same, see here, a is equal to 1 plus 2j, where 1 is the real part and 2j is the imaginary part. Here we just check whether the complex, it is complex or not. Yeah, and it is resulted with a complex number. And see here, dear friends, integer can be of any length. It is only limited by the memory available. And when coming to float, see here this variable a, we are just giving an integer value, and the b, we are just giving a float value, and the floating point number is accurate up to 15 decimal places, and integer and floating points are separated by a decimal points. And see here, it is the complex c is equal to 1 plus 2j, and complex number are written in the form of x plus yj, where x is the real part and y is the imaginary part. And here we are having that example where note this b on executed, it would be truncated. The value b would be truncated only till the 17 numbers. After that, it would be truncated. Next comes the Python list. List is an ordered sequence of items. It is one of the most used data types in Python and is very flexible. All the items in a list do not need to be of the same type. Declaring a list is pretty straightforward. Items separated by commas are enclosed with a square bracket. So see here it is the exact X is a list which it just has in declared with a square bracket, and the values are separated with the commas. Let us just execute it, and for your dear friends, for your information, we can use the slicing operator to extract an item or a range of items from a list. And here, just see the next example, dear friends. When just coming for a list, see here, A is equal to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So totally we are having 8 elements in this list. And each and everything, as I already said, it is having with an index. And see, it would be indexed from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is what indexed forwarded. And when coming for index backwarded, it would be from the negative thing. So minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6 and minus 8. So when I just want to extract or retrieve an information from or through index, if I just give index 0, it is the element of the first element and I would be resulted with 5, the value 5. And if I just go for index 1, it is the element 2 and the value would be 10. And index 2, it is the element third one and the value would be 15. And so on. When just coming to the last index 7, it is the 8th element which the value has as 40. To access the element in the list, we have to give this as like A of 1 or A of 2 or A of 3 as like that. So to access the exact element inside the list. And for an example, if I just make use of this and retrieve A of 2, which is in a square bracket, if I just give A of 2 and I would just get the access of the third element, which is 15. And dear friends, here we are just having the example of printing A of 2 and the next one, it just comes the slicing. And dear friends, when coming to this slicing, see, if you are just making 0 is to 3, that is 0, 3 is to 3 is means element from 0 up till 2 index, and it is not including the last element. And to the same 0, 3 means from index 0 to 3 and minus 1, which is that means from 0 to 2. And see here, if I just didn't specify the last value, that is the till value, that is, it just means all the elements from 5. If I just provide 5 is to, so here it is 5 till the end. Let us just execute so that we would just get the result of 3 things. One is print of A of 2, print of A of 0 is to 3 and print of A of 5 is to till end. So let us just execute this and see here, dear friends. Whereas when coming to this, just a second, dear friends, I just show you how the exact upper value is. See here, this is what we executed from 3 till, from 0 till 3. So I am just getting 5, 10 and 15, and the last one as from 5th one till the end, that is 30, 35 and 40. That is what I am just getting the result as well. So here it is the output. Okay, with the same example of list A, I just want to have A of 1 is to minus 2. And see here we are just going in the backward. And backward, see, kindly just have a note, minus 2 I have just specified. And what is minus 2 is 8. I just make a small move of above 1. See, minus 2 is in the sense it is 35 and we have to exclude this 35. So from So from 1 till 30 it would be executed. From 1 till 30, that is till -2 I need to be executed. That is index forward. Let I just give you the execution of this element. See, 10, 15. Okay, dear friends, let me just go for the next example. Before that, I just make a copy of the elements so that when we just get executed, it would be easy to view what is inside the list. Okay, now kindly just have a note. This is 5:9. And see what is the fifth element? As we are having the index 0, this is 1, this is 2, and 3, 4, 5. So from 5 till 9 it just seems, but totally we are having only 8 elements. So all the things rather from the 5 it would be executed. And next one, kindly just have a look of this, dear friends. This one, from the beginning, we are not specifying the initial. So, from the beginning till 5, it would be executed. So, if we just want to make use of the end element, so if we just provide only this, it would be shown like from the initial till the specified. Okay, now change the element of the list. Yeah, you can just change the element of the list by specifying as like change my third element from 3 to 4. That is 3 to 4 is in the sense I just want to make this particular element, that is this third, that is third element which I am just specifying a of 2 equal to 4. I can just directly specify the value to which I want to change it. And now, dear friends, if I just want to print the list, it would be as like 1, 2 and 4. Let me execute it. Yeah, exactly. See here, dear friends, what is be the resultant. And for your kind information, lists are mutable. That is meaning the value of element of the list can be altered. Okay. Next, let me just see about the tuple. And tuple is an ordered sequence of items, same as a list. So the only difference in the tuples are immutable. Once the tuples once created cannot be modified. So tuples are used to write protect data and are useful faster than lists as they cannot change dynamically. And it is defined with parentheses where items are separated by commas. And see here it is an example. T is equal to 6, comma program, comma 1 plus 3j. And see here, dear friends, all are different data types. And as in the list, here also we are just having the index value which is starting from 0. And index 0 is an element of 1 which is the value has an integer value of 6, and the 1 index 1 it has the value of string value program, and the index 2 which it just has a complex value. And if you want to extract the exact item, so how we would just specify in the list, the same thing here also we can just make use of it, and we can use the slicing operator to extract items, but we cannot change the value as we done in list. And see here, dear friends, let we just make it the first one, the T of 1, that is the first element I want to be get executed, and next it just comes T of 0 is to 3, that is from 0 till third element it has to be displayed. Yeah, it would also be just executed, and the last one it just generates an error, whereas if we want to try to modify any values, or if you want to change any values of an element, it cannot be done for a tuple. So let I just execute it and just show you. Yeah, see it, dear friends. The first value it would executed. The second value, that is t of 0 to 3, that also executed. Where the third one, when it is attempting, it resulted with an error. That is tuple. The next one is the Python string. String is a sequence of Unicode characters. We can use single quotes or double quotes to represent the string. Multi-line strings can be denoted using triple quotes with single triple quotes or double triple quotes. And here it is an example, dear friends. I think we have already discussed with the same example previous. So here it is a string variable yes, which has been assigned a value of string value with single triple quotes, and next one with a double triple quotes, and with a single quotes, and with a double quotes, and last one without quotes. And when on execution, all the things which within the quotes, whether it is single quotes or double quotes or a triple quotes with single or double triple quotes, it would be executed and it would be resulted. But when the variable which has without the quotes resulted with an error. And next comes here, dear friends. I just execute this one and see here to the same thing here. This is a string, and where yes is the variable, and here we are just giving the value as this is a string, and you can also provide it with a multi-line string by providing it in a triple quotes. X. And for your information, dear friend, just like list and tuple, the slicing operator can be used with strings, and where strings hoverable or immutable. Okay, dear friends, let me just see with an example of slicing in the strings. And see here s is the variable and hello world with the exclamatory is the value. And totally we are having 12 elements, and the index starts from 0 to 11. Whereas s of 4, that is the fourth element, which where the exact strings, it just starts with the index 0, and our fourth element it is resulted with 0, O. So when I just want to print it, yeah, we can able to execute it, and it would be resulted with the exact value. And I just want to make a particular trimming also is possible, as like slicing s of 6 to 11, that is from the 6th element till 11th element, that is index 6 to 11 means from 6th to 10th element, that is indexing of 10. So here let I execute it, and dear friends, see here, this is the world where we are having 12 elements, and not the index of 11 is included when you just specify 6 to 11. And see here, dear friends, as I have already said, string is immutable, so you are not able to change or modify the value just as like in tuple. So if we just execute, it would be resulted with an error. Okay, next comes the Python set. Set is an unordered collection of unique items. Set is defined by values separated by comma inside braces. So items in a set are not ordered. So here it is the exact. A variable a is a set operator where the value which is given inside it is in a flower bracket, and which also be said as braces, where inside the value it is separated by comma. And when you want to just make use of the printing the set variable, kindly you can just provide the variable values alone. And if you want to know what is the type of that variable, you have to specify it with the type of, and this is like similar to every functionality. And see here, dear friends, as we are providing it with our braces, it just shows the type as set. And we can perform set operations like union, intersection on two sets, and sets have unique values, they eliminate duplicates. And see here, dear friends, in this next example, if I have the values as like 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, and so totally we are having 6 elements, as they eliminate duplicates. So only the one real value would be executed, and see here the resulted would be 1, 2, 3. Since set or unordered collection, induction has no meaning. Hence, the slicing operator does not work. So, if you just provide anything with an index of or index 0 or index 1, it would be resulted with an error when coming to a set operator with a slicing. Okay. Next, let me just see what is the dictionary. And dictionary is an unordered collection of key value pairs. It is generally used when we have a huge amount of data. Dictionaries are optimized for retrieving data. So we must know the key to retrieve the values. In Python, dictionaries are defined with braces, with each item being a pair in the form of key colon value. So key and value can be of any type. And here is the first example. See here, dear friends, D is equal to, it is in a flower braces, that is 1 colon apple, 2 colon cat, and 3 colon food, where apple is the element and 1 is the key of element. So when you just want to just print it, if you want to print the whole dictionary, you can just provide the exact value of the D, that is the variable, so that it would be get displayed. And if you want to give the want to know the type, and it just shows the dictionary. And if you want to also specify the particular slicing, can also, if you want to just provide the key and you would just receive the value of the dictionary. And see here, dear friends, the first line, it just show or executes the whole dictionary, and second, the value of, that is the data type of that variable, and next one, it just shows the value of the key. The key is 3, so its value is 40. Okay, next let me just make use of one more example. So here D is my variable, dictionary variable, where value and key are the element of 1 and 2. See, value of element 1 and 2 are provided here, and if I just execute this, it just gives me what is the type. So it is a dictionary type. And see, we use key to retrieve the respective value, but not the other way around. Only the exact thing to be accessed, what is the key and what's its value. So here, when I just execute this is in the sense, so the D is a dictionary which it just has the key to access the value, and the key is access to value, the value 2. Okay, so here when I just make use of this function to retrieve whether what is the data type, yeah, it is going to show me the as like dictionary, And when coming to the second one, what is there in the key of 1? Key of 1 is value, and what is the key of, value of key? Value of key is in the sense 2. That is what it just going to result it. And see here, dear friends, so how it is can be executed. And the next one, you can also make the data in a zip file. Yeah, exactly. So how it can be done is zip of, in a parenthesis, you can just provide it. One is the list of list in a tuple, and if you want to know what is the exact data type, it is the